Stranger Things blew our minds with season 1, and now you guys are fully fledged Comic-Con royalty. The fans have been going nuts down there. For my next guest, Mr. David Harbour, welcome to Comic-Con.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Have you been able to even walk around the floor at this point? I feel like some people, they might not recognize the actors, but you look very much like Jake Topper.
I do.
Yeah.
I do, right?
Yeah.
I know. I've got the belly to prove it. Yeah, I have not been able to walk around. It's been a little nuts. I mean, I think I'm going to try to wear a mask and try to see some stuff.
Just troll everyone and wear the Hellboy mask.
That's
really
a good
cheap
idea,
one,
actually.
right?
That's
and
a really good idea.
People won't notice.
A really good idea.
Why did you get in the car at the end of last season?
Oh
what are you doing? Better question, when are we going to get to find out the answer to that? Is that something that's addressed in season 2? That's the big question.
Yes. All of the cliffhangers that we left are very well addressed, including justice for Barb, including Eggo waffles in the box. Yeah, we get into all of it, and on October 27th, along with everybody else, I will be watching to see what happens, because we shot it, but I try to put it out of my memory because I love the show so much.
Well, I was going to ask,
experience it.
Did they let you know any of the answers to those questions when you wrapped season 1?
No, they told me nothing. And in fact, even as we were shooting that Eggo box scene, I said to them, I was like, so what's the deal here? Like, he knows, or like as a, because I want to know how to play, and they were like, we're not going to tell you. So,
I'm very
nice directors.
It's funny, the Justice for Barb thing that took off. Did you guys have any idea that people would respond so strongly to the Barb character?
We had no idea.
What were you all? I imagine that you all have, like, this group text thread, but were you all like, "Oh, Barb is taking off"?
Yeah, but I will say, like, even on set, like, we would see, because we don't always work together, but we would see pictures of her in the hair and the glasses and the blouse, and we all kind of fell in love with her, but we didn't think that the audience would respond like they did. So we will have justice for Barb. She will get, but if you're expecting Barb to come back, you can watch her on Riverdale and these other shows and realize that she is fully dead.
I know, she didn't deserve it. I think that's
what
cut
she
deep.
didn't. I agree, but in a world of Stranger Things, in a world of the Upside Down, sometimes the most innocent among us don't make it.
Well, I think that one of the big teases that you left us with at the end of season 1 and that the trailer for season 2 has shown is, like, the world of the Upside Down is coming into our world. Can you sort of set up how? No, you can't. You can't at all. Okay, how about this? We've heard that this season is going to be darker and scarier.
Yeah.
Speak to that a bit.
I mean, yeah, it's bigger, it's darker, it's scarier, it's got a lot more, it's also got a lot more action, a lot more pace. Episodes 5 and 6, which I felt like were kind of slow in season 1, really amp up. They're some of our best episodes. All the characters get into a lot of crazy stuff. And as I say, like, one of the things I love about the show that we're finding out is that you have to be kind of crafty, like Joyce with an axe, or like with Hopper and a punch, or with, like, you got to be kind of crafty to survive this world, and I kind of love that unrelenting sort of fierceness about it that we're continuing to play in this season.
You got some new blood this year.
Yeah.
Sean Astin joins the cast.
Yeah,
you get a lot of. Is he like? What is your relationship been like? Have you met him before?
I'd never met him before that. I always admired his mother. For her activism with bipolar and things like that, and I always loved him, and especially like Lord of the Rings. Like, I mean, I'm not really a Goonies guy, more like Lord of the Rings for him, and I wanted to recreate that scene where he lifts Frodo up and carries him to the volcano. I wanted him to try to, like, be like, Hopper, I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you, and then see him stumble to try to pick me up and fall down because I'm so enormous.
Season 3 will shift over to being a lot more fantasy, Lord of the Rings.
That would be amazing. Us climbing the mountain together, me and Sean, that would be incredible.
Now, obviously, the Goonies and movies of its ilk have had a lot of influence on Stranger Things, but I also heard that Aliens is a big influence this season.
You heard that?
I did hear that. Can you speak at all to how, like, what elements of Aliens we see play out here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the first Stranger Things was Alien, right? You have one alien, and then in the second season you have a larger scale as they go into that, and so there's a lot of as Alien was sort of one movie about a thriller about like one spaceship and like a thing, they go in Aliens, they go down to the planet and they open up the world and they're fighting lots of stuff. And so in that way, it does feel like a sequel where it's kind of bigger and there's a lot of stuff. And there's some moments that are actually pulled direct from Alien. I mean, we have Paul Reiser, too, who's a new cast member. And Paul Reiser was in Aliens. and he was awesome in it. So there are actually a couple shots that we recreated that are almost shot for shot alien shots, but with Mia Sigourney Weaver.
I think you make a beautiful Sigourney Weaver.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
Now, you said you've tried to purge many things from your mind that happened this season, but you do know what happens. We don't know, and we can't wait to find out. When you got through season 2, what was your reaction, your spoiler-free reaction to reading the second season?
Okay, well, I was really nervous going into the second season because I was like, how can we top this?
Yeah.
Like, I watched and I was blown away. How can we top this? And so at the first 5 minutes of season 2, when I read it in the script, I was like, we're not going to be able to do it. It's not going to be good. It's going to be terrible. It's just going to be a rehash. And the first 5 minutes, I literally got to my feet in my apartment, like the lonely, crazy man that I am. And I stood up and I was like, yes! So in the first 5 minutes, you're going to be kind of blown away.
That's the best tease. Okay, before I let you go, you have another big project you just signed on for. You're going to be Hellboy.
I'm going to be Hellboy.
And that's amazing. Like, how did that come to you? What are you excited about doing with this story that we haven't seen in the first films and the comics already?
It came to me a long time ago when they were just sort of still in development. And I think that one of the most gratifying things was that Mike Mignola and the director Neil Marshall and Lloyd Levin and Larry Gordon, the producers, all watched Stranger Things. And I think literally, like Mike told me, they just called each other and were like, this guy should play Hellboy. And like all three of them, all three teams were like, yeah, like that's what I was thinking when I was watching Stranger Things. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to play him like Jim Hopper. But I appreciate you see. Yeah, I know, right? But I appreciate that you see that in me. And it's something where I love the comics so much. And I like those movies a lot, what Guillermo and Ron did. But I think there is a fan base for the movies having a darker edge and having being a little more true to the comic itself, which is Mike's vision. And I think we're going to try to bring that and bring a darker, more R-rated, kind of crazier element to it. And we'll see how we do. We're going to work real hard. Hopefully, we'll give you a good movie.
Now, you posted to Instagram a shot of you with the Hand of Doom.
The right hand of Doom.
What was that like, putting on that prop for the first time?
Oh, you have no idea. I mean, they were doing the mold at that point, and so we just did makeup tests for the whole thing. And this guy Joel Harlow is doing it, who's like one of the best in the business, and it is so beautiful. I was really scared because it's like being Frankenstein. I mean, you have to put all this stuff on. But it's so beautiful and it moves so well because it's made out of this material where you can see muscle and you can see expression in the face, and like I'm really blown away. At every step of the process, I get scared and I'm like, this is horrible, and then they surprise me with how good it is.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait for Stranger Things Season 2 to come back,
Me
David.
too, me
Such
too.
a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks for coming
too.
by. We have a lot more awesome content coming up for you next on IGN Live at Comic-Con, so stay tuned.